Well, hey guys, a little bit of a silly intro there, but welcome to the Tuesday night hangout. We have Skinny Chef Shane and Brian Walter. Shane, how are you doing?
It's Waller, and we're doing great.
I'm sorry, what?
He said it's Brian Waller. Or Walker.
It did sound a little bit like Walker. That's all right, though.
Oh, Brian Waller.
No worries.
And what are you guys doing this weekend?
We're going to meet up and let our dogs play together while Brian and I go have a dog fight in the air.
Nice.
Nice.
We got Brian here. Brian, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Just had a nice, short, bumpy flight, but it was almost 60 degrees outside. It looked pretty calm on the ground, but when I got up, still a little gusty and thermally. So it was a short, cold flight, but it was nice to get up there, got the gear packed up, and headed to Florida. So go down there and hang out with Skinny Chef Shane, and they said let the dogs out and play and go fly. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm pretty jealous. I really wish that I would be able to fly in some of that nice warm weather, but I can't. So that's just the way it is. Anyways, so this week's show, we're kind of doing like new things that are out there in the paramotor community. And look who we have. We have Mark.
Hey, guys. Sorry I'm late.
As long as your wife isn't.
True that.
And how's Mark doing?
I'm good. I forgot I had to go drop my truck off to the mechanic tonight.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, everything's good with me.
You're the kind of guy that I would think if you needed new tires, you would just trade it in and get a new truck.
Yeah, my 2005, yeah, still original tires.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, no, I can't spend any money till after I get in my house.
Yeah, how's the new house coming along?
It's good. They're getting it framed up.
There you go. All right. Well, I figured this show would be a good show for, new products that are out or new products that are coming out within the past year. Um, have you guys gotten any new stuff in the past year? We always seem to collect stuff over the course of the year. Brian, I know you had got something. What do you got?
The newest thing I added to my flight gear is a new GoPro. I had a couple of Hero 5s on black, and I upgraded to a GoPro 9, and I really like the stabilization. I like a lot of things about it. I've lost a few videos for reasons I can't explain, but it's a love-hate relationship, but more love than hate. So I haven't thrown it out yet.
Now on that's the GoPro 9 or 10?
That's the 9. Is the 10 out?
I'm not sure. So
Okay.
the 9, does the 9 have like the media mod that you can hook into it with the lights and the external mic adapters?
It doesn't have any lights on it. It has a directional microphone, and it also allows you to plug in an external microphone. So it has a 3.5 millimeter stereo plug. So I'm allowed to plug in, my microphone from my aviator headset. You used to have to buy this little GoPro dongle adapter in order for the older cameras to have that input.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty common on most aviation helmets to still need that 3.5 millimeter.
Okay. And pros, cons, what do you got?
Well, the biggest con is occasionally when I go to land and I hit the stop record button, instead of beeping and then beeping 3 or 4 more times and closing out the video, it'll just lock up. And because a GoPro, when you're recording, if it's an hour flight, it automatically breaks that flight down into, say, 8 or 9 minute long video clips. And so I usually only lose the last clip, but sometimes I lose half the flight. And I can't explain why. I would say all in all, I've probably lost 15 to 20% of the video from flights. So it's significant for sure.
Nice.
But pros is, the video quality is just incredible. The stabilization, the 5s didn't have the background stabilization. So, it was a lot shakier of a view. It makes a heck of a difference for sure. But.
Nice. Mark, what are you using for your cameras? I know you have like 38 of them around the trailer.
39.
I have 2 sessions. I have an 8, a 7. I think I have 2 7s, and I don't know if it's a 5 or a 6. But I don't ever lose any of my footage, and I hear people having all kinds of trouble out of GoPro, and luckily for me, I haven't had any trouble out of any of them. So
I wonder, is it a hardware issue or is it a memory card issue? I guess I'm not real familiar with why it would be cutting off. Like Brian said, he's cutting off. The last video is.
Yeah, I thought it might be just one of my SD cards, or whether I was formatting it on my laptop or in the camera every time, or whether or not I formatted it at all every time. But I try to deduce it, process elimination, try to narrow it down, and it was just all over the place. I've got 4 different micro SD cards, and it's happened on all of them at different times. So I haven't been able to totally explain it.
And where do you format the cards, and how often?
Usually, I mean, it varies. I've tried to reformat them every flight just to see if it helps solve the problem, and it didn't seem to eliminate the problem for sure. But I used to do it on my laptop. A lot of times, I'll just empty the folders out and not format the card. Stick the card back in the camera, and it works fine.
Yeah, I don't. I'm no expert at any of the video stuff, but I format mine in my laptop every single flight. But you're landing and you still have battery life. It just shut off. That would not work for me.
Mark's buying 72 more
Yeah.
cameras.
I've flown an hour and a half before, and I landed. It was dead, and it just cut off at some point during the flight too. Do you fly with an external battery pack on your camera?
Nope. No, my helmet cam is just regular. That's man, I need to grab that camera when I get a chance and look at it. But that's my newest camera, is my helmet cam. And it might be the 8 because it has the little tabs built into the bottom of it, but it does not have all that extra junk that you got to bolt to it.
Yeah, mine's the 8, and it has the little tabs that fold down, which if you don't have fingernails, you got to have something to dig those out, because I can't get them out without digging them out. But it's also, I use mine whenever I do it with the camera in the wing or pointing down from the wing. I just use the Bluetooth to turn it on and off. And if I'm doing something, then I will turn it to record through my phone. But I don't just let it run, because it'll only last like an hour and 15 minutes recording continuously.
Well, is anybody on the panel or in the chat using something other than a GoPro that you're happy with?
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that. Bill H videos, and here I can just put that up there.
Yeah, I played around with the video quality too. I was like, I used to just do everything in 1080p, and then I started upping it to 4K, and I don't know, I kind of went all over the place and was not really able to narrow it down.
I just turned mine on, and
nice.
I hope they work. I've been using the Session for the chase cams, and they seem to. I like the Session because it's small enough and it's not heavy. And somebody found one on eBay for me. Thank you very much, Mark. And anyways, so I've been using the Session, and it works real well with the chase cam, and the video is all right. Just if I could get my camera to sit straight, but I'm pretty happy with that. And then I have a helmet cam, and then I have that GoPro Max, which is the 360 one. And I guess I don't really do much with the editing of the video. I just record to watch what my wing is doing and stuff like that. Every now and then I'll put out a video of flying around, but I mean, I don't make any comments in the video because I'm just too busy flying. And there's really nothing to look at. My videos are all white right now. So, but now the wing camera that you have, Shane, which camera do you have for that?
It's the GoPro 8. I only have one GoPro, and it's the 8. And so I use my iPhone on the chest mount, and then the GoPro. If I'm not putting it on my helmet, then it's on the wing, which I absolutely love that angle. I think that camera angle is the best one. The chase cam is good, but that wing camera, I don't know what it is. That angle to me is just, it's fascinating. You get to see the ground, you get to see the pilot, you get to see all the lines. It to me is just, that is my my go-to that I like the most.
Yeah, I like that. When we had those in the wings at Bad Apples, and we flew over the quarry and had all the green water, that was pretty neat. That was a pretty neat picture. So, well, cool. Let's see. I'm just looking here in the Yeah.
I did get I just got in the mail from some guy named Eric Lear, or PPG Eric Lear. I got a new speed bar. Have no idea how to hook it up, but I am gonna maybe give that a try this weekend. We're at the flying at Okeechobee.
Yeah, just I'm sure find somebody down there that can help you hook it up. There'll be plenty of people.
Can you use the speed bar on a trike?
You probably could on Brian's. Brian, could
I think that I could, but I never have. I've never used a speed bar with or without the wheels. I never installed mine on my unit. I've been flying, I guess, 227 flights now, and I've never used a speed bar. So, that being said, the front wheel does go back far enough that that pouch, the place that would be stored, is accessible. I think that you can use it with a retractor trike.
yeah. With the trikes that Jade and I have, there would be no way to do anything with those. So, Mad Sloper said it'd be cool to attach 2 cameras on the wingtips pointing inwards. Well, so the story with me and this wing camera was I put it on my wing and it snaps together with magnets. Well, mine was not exactly centered, so I moved it without unsnapping the magnets, and I must have had the sharpest piece of dust inside there, and it put a slit in my wing. And I had to do a quick wing repair. And that was kind of my warning to everybody. If you got to move this thing around, make sure you unsnap the magnets and then move it, snap it back together. Because
this quick wing repair, did it involve duct tape and super glue, or?
Well, everybody knows I'm into HVAC and I work with ductwork, so of course it used duct tape.
The one thing they tell you not to put on there.
Exactly. Actually, so I used to have a sailboat, and we had tape that was made for repairing sails, and I still carry that with me, and that's what I used. Works perfectly good.
Glider, sails, same thing.
Same difference. So, well, I haven't fallen out of the sky yet.
That's like -2, 40 degrees. Same thing, no difference.
Exactly. That was that video I put out. This is what happens when you fly in -2. Nothing. You just get cold. So,
did you notice any extra lift or thrust or anything like that at that cold of a temperature?
Your motor's got to run cooler, doesn't it?
Yeah, the motor's going to run cooler. I think the trike vibrated a little bit more, or it was the shivering, one of the two. No, there was no difference in flying.
Yeah.
And I went out on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I'm like looking at the weather, and it was noon. I mean, you wouldn't think of doing this where it's warm. So at noon, I'm deciding to go out fly because you just don't get a lot of thermals bouncing off the snow. So that was fun. But
well, that's a problem we'll never have in South Alabama.
Or
I
Florida.
don't know, with that cold weather that came through and all that snow, you better watch what you wish for.
Well,
there was people asking for snow.
Just 100 miles north of me in Auburn, where I used to live, got snow, and then North Alabama got like 5 or 6 inches, I think. So,
Really,
yeah. We get a dusting down here in Alabama, man. We don't have salt trucks or any of that. They just shut everything down. One inch of snow will totally stop the state of Alabama.
Yeah. Did you get anything?
No, we just it snowed. It had pretty heavy, flurries and decent snow for hours, but the temperature was about 36 degrees and nothing stuck at all.
Yeah. Nice.
I think North Florida got some snow, but here in Central Florida, we got nothing. I don't think it got below 42.
Yeah, as I said, I'm kind of jealous. So Linda says lots of snow at 4 p.m. Linda, just wait, it's coming. We had it all day today. So we always get it first, then Linda gets it after that. So
I think I did get a little bit of a suntan today while I was at work, but just
In
saying.
shorts.
And shorts, yes.
And now he's just rubbing it in.
he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh man.
So Brian, now you also got a new throttle.
I do. Oh, you tell on me, man. I got it way back at Bad Apples. I still hadn't installed it, but it looks nice. It's one of the new off-grid aviation throttles. I got it from Mark George. So yeah, it's got the cruise control built into it. I think the one I had e-start option. It had a button installed for it, and of course a kill switch. So yeah, I may actually install it at the fly-in.
I was just gonna say, sounds like something we need to work on while we're at the fly-in.
Might as well go ahead and hook up that speed bar while we're at it, man. We'll just go ahead and knock it out.
Let's just do it. I'm gonna go to 4,000 and start seeing what this thing will or will not do. What's the worst that can happen? I got to throw a reserve.
Man, we'll watch some YouTube videos, and you can hold my beer, and we'll get her done.
Well, I haven't flown since December 10th. That was the last time I've flown, and this is gonna be my first getting back in the air. I think I got the motor broke in. I did 3 cycles of break-in after the 200-hour maintenance. Eric, you got the rest of that video, correct?
Yeah, I just haven't put anything together. Been kind of busy, but yeah, a little bit of kind of a background on that. Shane did get that back together, and he broke it in, and he's ready for his flying. So hopefully that'll give him no issues.
And actually, with all the internet issues that we had for that show, Eric's going to end up putting all of that together and then airing that on his channel. But when we finished up with that, it really went together fairly simple. It just comes when it comes to working on motors, I already give up before I even start. That's just the way I am. I can't stand it. I don't understand it. None of it makes sense. So I don't want to do it. So with the internet failure crap, I just added more stress to it. And Lord, at the end of that, I was sweating. I was sweating like Mark had to go tell his wife he had spent some money when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that off-grid throttle, I have that on my trike. And so far that is my I'm very happy with it. The cruise control is very adjustable, so you can adjust everything, right there. You just twist it, and it is a nice throttle. I will not say that isn't a nice throttle. But so what is Mad Sloper? Speed bar is easy. Just make sure the hard. There's no tension on risers. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people show me how to put them on, and a couple of things to check. So I feel pretty confident about putting them on. And obviously, the main thing is when you go to start using it, you keep an eye on those pulleys when you're pushing it out. You make sure you're not those 2 pulleys that pull together on the leading edge. You want to make sure that those don't exceed coming, close to each other.
Yeah. Right now, I have mine to where they do touch. When you are fully extended, they're touching.
Gotcha.
And I was still able to use brake to turn. But then when I started doing my trim out, I did not touch my brakes. I just strictly used tip steering.
Yeah. And that's something you need to check on all your wings. The different wings have different restrictions when you start using speed bar and trims it out and that kind of thing. I know with my Spider 3, If you have trims out and you're on speed bar, you're not allowed to touch brakes, just tip steering.
Yeah.
So trims neutral, I think you're okay.
Clark's video is
My
asking.
wing does not have tip steering, so I'm assuming brakes are going to be a necessary thing to use during that with the speed bar.
So on the link too, you're only allowed to go straight. Steve Clark's asking about the fly-in that we're talking about. They're all going down to Okeechobee down in southern Florida, and there's a fly-in this weekend down there. So
It is called PPG. Jesus. Still trying to get over this Eric COVID thing. Just
Sorry.
kidding.
Don't worry, I'm coming.
No, listen, I had I'm talking no issues with that stupid crap. PPG fly-in Sunnyland is what it's called. It's January 20th to the 23rd. Eric, you got a picture of that? Or
I don't.
it's South Florida. It's the north side of Okeechobee Lake.
That's a big lake, man.
Yeah, it takes like 6 hours in a speedboat to get all the way across it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, damn, I was thinking about flying around the circumference of it with my paramotor.
You got a chase vehicle because you're going to need it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably stay away from that water, man. You got some big old gators in those ponds.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're all right. So let's see, another new thing. Mark, what have you gotten new?
A house.
Another
house.
Yeah. I just put that kite knife on that we talked about a while back. I put that on. I got a new 18-liter tank, but I haven't installed it yet. So I need to get off my laziness and get that installed. But that's about all I got that's new.
Now, putting on an 18-liter tank, will that paramotor now weigh more than you?
No, luckily I'm fat, so I'm still winning. I just figured, I mean, it has a 12-liter tank on it, and if we're going to do a cross country or anything like that, what's 6 more liters? I mean, 6 pounds, who cares? I just don't see where it matters.
Right.
And I'm not flying a 16-meter free ride either. Otherwise, I imagine it would matter.
Right. Okay, let's see here.
Just get some wheels, man. Take off with a full tank every time.
I
Right.
take off with a full tank every time.
Yeah, I take off with my factory 12-liter tank. I take off with it full every time. And I just don't care. I just don't. That hasn't led to an issue yet.
That's Mark for you. That's how he rolls. He just
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
I have run out of fuel mid-flight, and it's kind of a problem. I mean, I knew I was getting low, so I started climbing just so that I would have ample amount of time and choices to make for LZs. And the whole process of waiting for someone to come get you, and I mean, it's why not? I mean, if you could, the way I look at it is, you put as much fuel as you can carry, and if you want to fly longer, you have the ability. If you don't, and people take off on a cross country, and you're like, well, I don't have enough fuel, I'm just going to sit around here and fly by myself. Well, that's your bad. You should have flown with or taken off with a full tank.
So this right here is why Bill is not going to be putting on the bigger tank.
Yep.
I don't blame you. Let's see.
Hey, the PPG, the other Nick, said he may come down for a day or two. Come on, brother. I'm still trying to talk Mark into coming down, but apparently he's got a ball and chain that won't let him go nowhere.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So
let me see if I could change his mind. Let me text him one little thing and see if that doesn't change his mind. Hold on 1 second.
I'm on my phone.
You can
Well-
read the banner across the top, right?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Here, while you're doing that, I'm going to share a screen here when we're talking about throttles. How many of you have heard about this?
I have seen it.
This is the new throttle from Viking PPG, built here in the US. That is what it looks like. I do know that Dave Perry, he got one and he installed it. Not sure. I didn't really get much of a feedback from him. We have one running right here. We haven't opened it yet. Jade is going to put that on her trike, and we're gonna do. Okay, if you're gonna do that, you got to share screen.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Anyways, Jade's gonna do a full review on that throttle to see how she likes it, and go from there. And it was nothing that was given to us. We did have to pay for it, so it'll be an honest review. Now, if it was given to us, we could bend that review a little bit, but since we had to pay full price, full review.
What are we talking about again?
Jade got one of those new throttles, the same thing that Dave Perry picked up.
Yeah.
So she's going to see how she likes it and go from there. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I haven't even put it in my hand, so I don't know how it's going to work with us or work with Jade. So go from there. So there was somebody put a Facebook post out about new pilots and recommendations on helmets. And boy, I tell you, there's a wide range of things that I've seen out there, from people wearing bicycle helmets all the way up to expensive helmets. And I don't know if one is better than the other. So, Brian, what are you flying with?
I've got the aviator helmet. I bought several months after my training.
Okay. And that is made by Envolo. And
I'm not 100% certain on that. It's the carbon fiber. It's really light. Got their avionics package on it. I know they sell. Yeah, looks just like that. So
Okay.
I've been really happy with it. I've had one loose connection on it. Other than that, it's been a good helmet.
okay.
But
Mark,
it is expensive.
Yeah. Mark, what are you flying with?
I fly with the same helmet, and yeah, it's expensive, but it's a one-time, realistically, kind of one-time purchase, and it is plug and play. Everybody talks about how good the audio is. I like it. I mean, and if you don't want to spend that much money on a helmet, I get that too, because it is a pretty good chunk of money, but man, that thing is just perfect right out of the box. Other than I had to cover up their logo because they charged me full price.
Yeah.
Now it's a Paralife helmet instead of an aviator helmet.
There you go.
So now you're selling those for twice as much as what you bought it for?
Negative.
I was the same way. A lot of people were looking at different helmets, and build your own was an option, and it looked like Aviator had really put together all the options that people wanted and were looking for in a helmet, and it was engineered as a package. So I felt like it was worth the investment. But a lot of people got really good systems for a lot cheaper too, because they built their own.
Now you guys, you'll have to let me know. Mine, where the wire comes out of the bottom of the ear cup on the left side, I think. Mine broke there from getting bent,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to buy another cable, and they charged me $50 for the cable. But my buddy Pablo, that y'all know, he repaired my old cable, so now I have a spare. But be careful with that little loop where it comes out, because mine broke right there.
It's a good point. When I bought my helmet, a friend of mine had already had that issue, had already had the helmet, and he's like, "Here, you're going to want this little 90-degree connector." So right where that it comes out of the left ear cup, it's a 90, so it turns the wire, because otherwise that it's just coming out at a bad angle, and it's always getting hung up on stuff.
Now, is that for the GoPro plug, or is that for the radio plug?
GoPro plug.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I need to get one of those 90s then.
Eric, are you going to ask about the Section 8 housing helmet I have?
No, because this Shane, what are you flying?
A homemade built skateboard helmet. I paid $30 for, another 20 for the ear muffs, and well, so I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, come on. Where you at? Come on. Seriously. It is called 888. Get them on Amazon. They're $30. Or they were when I bought mine 2 years ago. And it's pretty simple. I just had to do a little cutting with a razor blade across for the earmuffs to go in. But I don't know. I mean, it works fine for me. I don't have all the comms that you guys have. I do have a 2-meter radio that I need to at some point hook up the wire to the radio and put the speakers in the earmuff. But I bought a Cena for it, and literally the Cena is the worst Bluetooth two-way communication crap I've ever bought. The only thing I use it for is literally to listen to music through. That's it.
Well, okay, so going back to the homemade radios, this is the communication device that comes with these.
Yeah, it's on the back of the helmet.
Yep, it comes onto the back of the helmet, made by Envolo. That's where you see it. I'll probably get shot for this, but if you, of course, do some searching, you could always find who actually made it. And it's made by this company, FreedCon. Looks very similar to this, doesn't it? It has the same plugs and everything at the price of $65. So if you want the same thing that Envolo has put on their helmet, it is the same, kind of the same setup. So like for Shane, if you wanted to go with two-way, you could just pick that up, and it's basically the same thing. You put the earphones in the Peltor cuffs. If you look at the Aviator helmets, you really can't see it, but they say Peltor right on them. So if anybody was doing a home build, now I do know that these have a very good range. I can't give a full review and say, hey, these are great, or hey, these aren't, because I have not been up in the air with Jade while wearing that. So Brian, were you going to say something about helmets?
I was going to try to show that little 90-degree connector I've got on the bottom there. Let's see. So you can see it right here where it would normally come down out straight. It's just a little 90. And I went ahead and taped the other screw-on connector here.
Okay.
Oh. I see a black screen. That's all I see.
You're good. We can see you, Brian. We can see you.
All right.
I will tell you. Oh, go ahead, Brian. If you're done.
No, I'm done. As long as y'all saw it.
I know that Brian and Mark are real big on communications during flights. Me personally, I love both you guys. I don't want to talk to you during my flight. Like I just want to jam out and fly. If you need me, just text me. That's simple. Yeah, worst case scenario, call me. I I I bought that 2 meter radio. I've never even turned it on, other than the hook into Mark's frequency, and I turned it back off. It's never been on. I literally fly with it every time for whatever reason. I don't know. And Mark, I'm not busting on you and Pablo, but when I watch your videos, you two are constantly talking. I'm like,
Yeah.
my battery get turned off. I just want to fly and listen to my music and enjoy the the atmosphere and the view. I don't want to have a conversation, to be honest, with anybody. I just would rather fly. I mean, that's just my personal thing when I'm flying. I want to just be in my own head and listen to music and enjoy my flight.
So I picked up that headset so I could talk to Shane. I think I'll return it now.
Go ahead.
I've been to like 5 or 6 fly-ins. I've yet to have communications with a single person in the air.
Well, I will
You know,
bring
other than the little leg kicks forward and sideways, and that was about
Right.
it. You know,
Brian. I will bring the 2 meter. I will bring we'll hook the helmet up. But honestly, I mean, to me, I would just rather just fly and just listen to music. I don't know. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm just saying my type of flying. I need that time. You know what I mean? I don't need to have a conversation. It's not. I I will tell you that Smart Car Brian, that dude has got the least amount of communication skills ever. And him and I fly. We've never lost each other. We never talk. It's just. I mean, I'm fine with it. It's now if an emergency happened or something. Yeah, I'd like to be able to be informed or be able to get a hold of somebody. And that's why I carry that 2 meter radio. If I do go down or someone else goes down, then I can pull the 2 meter out and have a conversation with them and
yeah.
decide whether or not I need to land or get back to the LZ to get the truck or whatever. I before Chris's accident, I think 2 weeks prior to that, I watched a friend of mine that I fly with all the time. He panicked on speed bar, lost some engine power, and ended up wrapping himself into a tree. I seen that, everybody, the other two guys that we were flying with, they landed. I turned around, landed. As I was landing, I realized that there was a paramotor wing in the top of the tree. So I knew he was in the tree. And I mean, I always pay attention to who's flying with me. I mean, if I lose count of somebody that can't fly with them, but yeah, hey, I'll look for you.
I think you're totally right, Shane. I had this conversation with Brooke not long ago, and because he said the same thing, Brian, you're always wanting to be on the radio, and I don't want to talk to you on the radio when I'm flying. Basically, when I'm up there flying, that's my me time. I want to jam to my music and just basically be in the experience. I don't want to be hearing people chat on the radio. I totally get that. I totally agree with that. The flip side of that is, me and Dad have always had aviation radios, and we've communicated, and we haven't used it to chat ever. We've just used it. Hey, I'm gonna turn left, or I'm gonna head back to Waldan, or I'm going this way. For basic communications over aviation radio. That's been very nice to have. He can let me know, because we're not always flying together, that he's going back to the house or something. But yeah, I mean, when I started listening to some music, I mean, that's pretty much all I really want to do. I don't want to be hearing people talk in the background. If you got 5 or 6 people flying together and they're all on 2 meters, at this point, I'd probably just about turn it off if people were chatting. So yeah. I totally get it, man. I agree with you.
Actually, Mark, when we flew from the church to your old house, and then we were on our way back, and then I was like, oh, where are we going? Because the way back is that way, but we're going this way. We went to Gavin's party or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whatever. I pulled my mirror out, checked my fuel. I was like, I'm good. Wherever they're going, I'm going too. And I just followed along. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I will fly as long as everyone else is flying. I will keep flying until either I run out of fuel or we're done flying. To me, it doesn't matter. But to sit there and just listen to my music is, and I again want to just say, smart car Brian's who want to talk me into listening to music while flying. I cannot do it now. If my Cena battery dies in mid-flight, I turn around and go back and land. I'm not doing this. I can't do it.
My problem is I don't have good music. I just have the FM radio.
No.
So,
I use the Prime Music through my Cena or the Bluetooth from my phone to the Cena. Everything that I want to listen to right there. And having that chest mount, I just literally took the kit or the phone forward. I changed the music and I could turn my GoPro on and off. Take a whether I change it from picture to video, whatever. And I got no time to put a 2-meter radio. It's just in my thing for my on my harness, a pocket of my harness. But
you know the Bluetooth piece, the Novio or whatever that's on the back of the aviator helmet. I never turn it on. I never use it. It's got FM radio built into it. There's been a couple times that I forgot to turn Bluetooth off on my phone or something like that, and it automatically would connect to that on the helmet. And I was out there at Sunday morning at 6 a.m. getting ready to take off, and I guess I accidentally pressed some buttons on that Bluetooth unit. Something happened. My phone just started dialing somebody in my contact list. And of course, I'm waking somebody up on a Sunday morning, and I have no capability of hanging up on them. And so part of my pre-flight from then on was to make sure my Bluetooth was turned off on my cell phones if they're within range of me. But yeah, I don't really use mine that much. My 2-meter radio's got FM built into it. The only problem is every time there's a transmission or something comes in, it cuts out my FM radio for like 5 seconds. So you'll be sitting there listening to a good song, and then somebody will keep transmitting in or something, and it'll be picking up some noise, and I'll keep losing my music. So I've got to get a good playlist.
Oh, and somebody asked me why I don't use words in my videos. I always play music because I am singing at the top of my lungs, and nobody wants to hear me sing at the top of my lungs or so low they can't hear me. But I am constant. I don't know if the people down below that I'm flying by or near or whatever, if they can hear me, but I'm sure it sounds like a sick motor squealing all the way around the sky. I'm always just singing and having a good time, man. That is my time.
That's the way it's supposed to be. The only reason we have the communications basically is so I can talk with Jade, go back and forth with her.
Right.
And as I said, I can't do much with the I can't say good or bad because I have not flown with her with those helmets. Matt Silber was asking, is that mic VOX? Can anybody tell me what that means? Nobody?
I'm not sure exactly what.
I wonder if that's a voice activated.
Yeah, I think it's just a voice over activation or something. I'm not 100%.
It is when it's hooked to the Bluetooth.
Probably voice activated.
Yeah. And then Clark's video asking about if I was looking into the battery. I would like to look into the electric powered paramotors. Right now, I'm just shopping for really long extension cords. And if I can find one long enough, then I'm going to go that way.
If anybody knows anything about electric ultralights or knows any that are out there, yeah, hit me up, man. We're in the market. I've been looking. There's one called, I think it's Verilight, but it's basically a single person ultralight that you can buy the electric motor package to go on. So definitely looking into that.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the Cena that I have on my helmet with the phone calls, you have no idea I'm flying. the comms are really good. I'm not sure why during a phone call I have to turn the Cena down because it's so loud. But when I listen to my music, it's okay loud. I'm like, that got that a little mixed up. I need the music way louder and the phone call's not so loud. But I absolutely love the comms on this with the during the phone
Yeah.
call.
So this is the other helmet that I wanted to talk about, and this is the Icaro Solar X, and we have the micro avionics on those. Now this I can say, I think the helmet is more comfortable than the Envolo helmet. The reason that I did end up going with the Aviator headsets is because I was going to purchase another set of the micro avionics, and I could not seem to get in touch with the supplier to order one. I had a friend of mine reach out to the supplier, and the supplier called me back, and I said, "Look, I'm ready to order another headset from you." And he said, "Oh, let me call you back." I never got a phone call back, so I had to kind of look elsewhere, and that's when I went with the Aviator one, and we'll see how those go. Hey, there's Red.
Red says, "Hey, hey, Red, woo, hey."
Red's fitting into it. He's growing into his feet.
Man, I don't know how much he weighs. We hadn't weighed him a long time, but I'm guessing he's every bit of 80 pounds. Yeah, you see yourself right there?
Yeah.
You on TV, man.
Yeah, he looks big.
Hey Brian,
Yeah.
I did tell Jack that you are bringing him a gift, and he got excited about it. Just so you know.
Nice. Let's see what that Rottweiler can do with the old one-wheel tire. We'll get some video.
We'll see if it tires him out. See what I did there?
Yeah. Keep him rolling.
Hey, if he can get rid of that or chew that entire tire up, it'll be a good year.
Good year. Nice.
Anyways, on the micro avionics, they seem to work okay. The Aviator headset does block more noise, so just I mean a little bit there.
On the Aviator headset, another thing they had was an option. It comes with these the foam pads on the earpieces are only about a half-inch thick and so soft. The ones that come from the factory, they offer an upgrade. It's like twice as thick. It's almost an inch thick, and it's a lot softer. And it molds to your ear a lot better, and it's more comfortable.
Okay.
So that's just something you can get an upgrade on those.
Okay. The one thing I do like is, so I always, okay, you guys may not have this problem, but I always wear goggles in the wintertime. And you have to wrap the elastic strap around the helmet and the earpieces and everything. And it is kind of a pain. But these helmets have these little plugs. This is the front right here. And they have these little plugs that you can unhook or just take out like that. And then they sell goggles that just hook in to the sides here, and you don't have the strap going all the way around your helmet. So that part I do like, and we do have some goggles on order so we can use that benefit of this helmet. I really want to like that helmet, and I'm going to have to, I think, get the larger, because the helmets are the same. To change the size from small, medium, and large, all you do is change the insert. I'm going to have to get a larger insert. So what do you think about the PPG Smoke new comms? Well, I don't think there's many of them out, so I can't say anything about that.
I can't either. I did want to ask you about the earmuffs. So the earmuffs that I have, I found I actually have the thicker, they're much thicker this way, left to right. I found that if you ever see me get ready to take off, and you see me rolling my headgear like this, I'm actually trying to get my ears to go into the hole where the earmuffs are. And ever since I started, I figured that out. It actually seems much better around my ears.
Yeah, I've done that. Kind of adjusted them up and down and moved them around, and I see that does work. So, but
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of having really big ears, man.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I know better.
Why you gotta be so irritating? Come on.
Well, ooh, that's not bad. That's off the cuff. Yeah.
let's see.
Mark, are we gonna see you at this flying or what?
No.
I can't believe it. Stop looking at Joni and just answer me without looking at her.
Hey,
Are you looking at
I'm looking at her because she just brought me a cup of coffee to the desk.
Nice.
Says the old man at 9:00 at night. I don't know why I didn't sleep good last night, Joni. I felt like I was energized.
No, I drink one every night before bed.
You just started working a different shift, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, I get up at 4 a.m.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
me too.
You're a liar.
Yeah. Well, maybe 5 a.m., but Central Time.
Right.
No, my sleep schedule's all screwed up. There's sometimes I get up at 3:30 for no reason. Sometimes I don't get out of bed till 8:00. Just depends on whatever. But I
You
can't.
get a nap every afternoon, right?
Oh God, yeah. That is. Hey, as much as I'd love to take a nap, I just can't take naps, man. I've never. My wife can tell you, probably count on one hand how many times in 28 years she's ever seen me take a nap. I don't know what it is. I just can't take naps.
Hey, I can.
Yeah, I know. Eric came here and he's like, I just woke up from my nap. I need to drink a diet soda and then I need to go take a nap.
Exactly. Mad Sloper is asking, what are the price of those goggles? So the price is for the goggles are $81, and that comes with 2 lenses. You can get you'll get a blue and a clear, or an orange and a clear. So, and I feel that that's not a bad deal for those goggles. And if you have to replace, if you want the visor, the full face visor, that's $65. If you go onto the Aerolite website and just go under the helmets and helmets accessories and stuff like that, you can find all the accessories for the helmets. So that's a.
Hey Eric, what is the state of Florida's catchphrase? It's the
don't come back if you're from Wisconsin.
No, it's
They
the
changed it now.
sunshine state. I don't even fly with sunglasses. I'm not flying with goggles.
It might be bright and you want those to protect your eyes from the sun. You never know.
If you see me wearing sunglasses, that's because I don't want you to see what I'm looking at, not because the sun's bothering me.
Okay, Steve Clark wants to know about the battery operated gloves and what brand are they? So I'm using, what are those called? Hold on one second. Let me look.
Your dinkies.
Hey, Shane. Joni just put this. Joni just dropped this off to me.
Actually, we had just talked about her at dinner time tonight. What the heck was it? Hold on, let me ask Kristen. Go ahead, Eric.
So I'm using their Motion Heat. They're made in Canada. You turn them on by pushing this button,
What were you saying about Joni tonight?
and you have 3 different settings. They seem to be okay for what I do, but you got to remember this is just a liner. You need to have an outer shell, and for us up here, the outer shell that I'm using is a Carhartt glove, and it's just a windproof material. But the battery pack that I'm using is the 12 volt, and I know you can get the bigger battery pack. And I think it's a 16, maybe 18. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was Willfly he was going to talk about his gloves. He said that he got a set of gloves that he was very happy with. And also Paraswag USA, Mark George says he has a set of gloves, and I looked at them. They're actually on his website, and those do very well, where the electric element actually goes up the side of the finger and then back down the side of the finger. So, and that's what you really need is to protect the fingers, because that's where it gets real cold. So as far as the gloves go, I turn them on. I will go out, lay out my wing with them on. And then wintertime, I fly the trike a lot because I don't have to run and slip on the ice. And I'll put my liners on right before I put my brakes in my hand and my throttle. So they work well for me, and they do keep my hands warm. The only thing that I need to work on is I want to keep something around my wrist that where the gloves end and the basically my snowsuit starts. So I got to find something there. We just got a message in our chat. Brian's got to go. So,
Yeah, I got an appointment at 8:00, guys. And,
well, I appreciate you jumping on, helping us out.
That's 11 hours.
I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing some of y'all soon. Maybe. Well, I look forward to seeing Eric and Mark, Shane. I guess I'll have to see him before long.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm looking forward to flying with you.
I'm super excited, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'd be good to get out of the house for a little bit, go visit some friends, man, get some airtime in. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I think the next time we're going to see you is probably Bad Apples, unless you want to come up here and fly in the winter.
Maybe.
Right?
Bring my ski suit and skis and snowboard, and we'll go up there and try that out.
There you go. It'll be fun.
Everybody have a good night, good week, and we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah.
See you, Brian.
All right, peace out.
So what we were talking about, Mark, about your wife, is Krista said tonight, she's like, we need Joni. I go, for what? She goes, so she can make everything pretty and cook all our food.
Yeah. That is true.
It's not just, cook it and put it on a plate. No, it's got to be laid out right. Like her plating.
Yeah.
I actually could sit down with her and pick her brain about plating, because I can't plate. I can't stand the whole process of plating for videos.
Yeah, she'll explain to you that presentation makes it taste better.
Well, that's why I always make sure my head was shaved and my face was shaved when I was around her. I'm like, this presentation right here is going to make it taste better. I mean, what?
Yeah, somehow maybe I'll kidnap her dog for Bad Apples, and maybe we'll get her down there for a night or two.
Yeah.
It's bad when your friends want you to come to the fly-in so your wife can prepare the meal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
we'll give it a shot.
right.
Says the old guy with a coffee cup.
Yeah, yeah. If we were to fly in right about now, I'd be inside going to bed.
Yeah, right.
That's
Uh,
because we get up in the morning to go flying.
Well,
So,
he's got to get up and walk his dog with his waterproof boots on, and then take them
Oh,
off because the dog didn't go poo, and then put his regular shoes on, and then walk the dog, get his shoes all wet.
yeah, that's pretty much all true.
right.
I don't think she likes me.
Let's see, Mark. Mark, you're always late in the show. We talked about the throttle. It's still in a box. Didn't even open it yet. Haven't gotten it. We're going to work on that this weekend. I think we've just been really busy. So, but we did talk about the off-grid throttle, and I think the off-grid throttle is a winner. So, but anyways,
Yeah, I
so
saw Tucker just did a review of that off-grid throttle.
yep, yeah, yeah.
Tuck-
I think they got
who?
something good there. So
Tucker who?
anyway, so is there anything else that you guys want to talk about that's out there in the paramotor world that you can't live without?
Well, it's not that I have to live without it. I'm not paying all that money for. I don't know. I don't really think. I mean, I'm happy with my throttle. I'm happy with my gear. Um, I'm super excited about this new speed bar I got. um, I don't. I mean, for me personally, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not a big fan of going and buying a bunch of different gear and stuff. I'm all the hobbies I've ever done. It's never been a big gotta have this or gotta have that. Um, if it works for me and I'm happy with it, I won't change it. That's why Krista's still around.
Well, I mean, for me, the whole throttle thing was when we were at Bad Apples, and that throttle came out of the carburetor arm, and then was that before or after the same throttle broke on me? And I was at my wit's end at that point, and I don't know if you remember, but I had one of those throttles that you put between your fingers and you use, and I had that for about 1.3 flights, and that got yanked out, and I gave it away because the only other option was me to pay somebody to take it. That thing was not a good throttle. But anyways, and then I got from Mark, I got the off-grid throttle from Mark George Pear Swag USA. And that one actually, I love it. I really do like it. So um I'm just hoping that this throttle is a good unit for Jade. And as I said, when we do something with that, we'll put it out there and um, make a review on it, see what's going on. So
Matt Sloper wants to know how many wings does a guy have to fly?
you can only fly one wing at a time. So
I saw today that Power to Fly has a new XL Titan that'll take the 140 prop, and everything else looks just like my unit on it. So I'm liking that.
yeah,
Now at some point when I destroy this prop, at some point I will probably go from a factory 125 up to 130, 140.
but just remember, don't go outside of your hoop,
Why
or,
not?
or you'll get to know Michelle at Lines in a Day.
I would go to Shannon Michaels, but I
Oh,
see. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah, when you become when you are on a first name basis, it's pretty sad. So But anyways, well, if there's nothing else out there we need to talk about, on my Facebook page, I've been posting the fly-ins, and everybody corrects me on dates and city locations, or can you add this one? And I have been doing it and keeping it up. So if you want to see where our fly-ins are and what the dates are, I'm trying to do my best to keep it updated. And that's about it. As far as the fly-ins go, I can't put every little fly-in that 3 people show up at. I try to put in the major ones. So try to, look under the Facebook page of me, Eric Lear, and you'll see them. And I will do an exit video that kind of shows the fly-ins. And I promise there's no chickens dancing in this one.
Yeah, Krista said, are you guys going to talk about that, or are you guys going to just ignore that? I go, I'm hoping the explosion was to get rid of the first part of that video or the intro.
Exactly. So
and then Jane said she made that it was her chickens. I said, never mind, I never made the video.
So Shane, where can we find your stuff at on
media? Well, right after the show, I'm going to go over here and play my piano. But
hey, can you do a quick tune for us?
I could, but I don't want to walk way over there.
All right.
It's really far away. I could actually launch my paramotor before I hit the piano from here. Nice. With my high voltage ceilings, I got time to even do a couple loops and then come back and land. You can find me at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane on YouTube and Instagram, and ppgshane.com on TikTok.
Nice. And Mark, where can we find you on social media?
On YouTube at Paralife PPG and online paralifeppg.com.
Good deal. And all of these shows are sponsored by Paralife PPG. So reach out, look at all that awesome apparel that they have there. And if there's something there that they don't have, just tell them. And he said he will make, everything happen. So if you're looking for a pair of pants with your personalized wing, he said he can do it. So anyways, you can reach me at ppglear.com here or on Facebook, Eric Lear. Next week, we are going to have Todd from Resurgence. He's going to be on, and one of his pilots that went through the system, and that'll be a good time. So that I'll be posting probably tomorrow, the thumbnail for it. So that'll be a good time. Till then, everybody, I hope this video helps people, look into their gear. I know that there was a couple of people that were new pilots, looking at kind of reviews for gear. I know that we can't, review absolutely everything, but it does give you some ideas if you want to do a home build, or if you want to, buy a system that's already put together for you. There's no rights or wrongs. It's what you're looking for in a system. So it's totally up to what you want to do. Other than that, hope everybody has a good week, and we'll talk to you later. I'm going to play I guess our outro is just going to be the fly-ins coming up. So y'all take care.